Hey folks, it's Brian. We got to play RQG tonight. Interesting interesting session. Because I didn't bother recording because we did a lot of end of season phase stuff. We did end of season phase for Dark Season, and there's a little bit of role play at the end where the players get introduced to Orlant, Dragon Friend, who's come to acquire them for Argrath. And then we did Storm Season, end of season phase. Nothing's really happening. They're getting introduced to the Warlocks and uh, summoning Whiters and that kind of stuff. And then we did Sacred Time, where we actually did Argrath with his Warlocks did a hero quest with the whole dragon history thing. So I used, thank you, Andrew Montgomery, Company of the Dragon. Besides companies as character thing, that's great stuff for battles and things, but the Four Sacred Breaths and Draconic Consciousness, which I call Draconic Mysticism in my game. There was one other piece in here about the whole thing with Argrath. Why dragons leave the world? No, that's not it. Shoot, I missed it. But there's the whole creation myth, the dragon version of creation myth that I read to my players because they wanted the long version as opposed to the short version, which was great. They loved it. And I've been using Six Seasons of Sartar, besides all the great, what does he call this stuff in the back? Episodes in the back. The piece dealing with the dragon spirit, I lifted for the dragon spirit that my party ran into when they were doing my Draconic Hero Quest thing seasons ago. But I had tried to do what I thought was the right thing, but after getting the Company of the Dragon, realized, okay, I went too far with this guy, so we had to do we had to do a retcon of sorts on the Draconic Consciousness, on bring it down to levels where it really is, kind of thing. And so they got various percentages: 1, 2, 3, 5. Not sure how high the highest one is. But I'll give them 1% just for being in the hero quest, and then based upon things they did interacting with the dragon who's on the hero quest, being successful or not successful. And then from the Company of the Dragon, there's the sermons that Dragon Chief. So we went through a series of those sermons, getting them some more points here or there, kind of, because the dragon comes to them at the end of every, when we do a end of season phase. The dragon's been visiting with them in their dreams, that kind of thing, so they can learn stuff from him, and they get the Draconic Mysticism opportunities to increase and that kind of stuff. And then when Argrath with the Warlocks did his Draconic Hero Quest, going back through time kind of thing, give them all another percent, and then they get to roll to see if they actually become not illuminated, but their Draconic Consciousness awakens. Is the way to put it. None of them made it. Not that I was expecting anyway. And then we started C season of 1629 in my Glorantha, which is 1628 in what seems to be the published materials, because I missed a whole year somewhere. And there is, in 1628, which is my 29, we've got the Red Emperor and shoot, I forgot her name, coming down from the north, um, and they're gonna cut through a pass in the Dragon Spine Mountains or whatever they're called, uh, into Sartar, and that's all like Earth season. Spies find out they're in furthest, and so Argrath moves north. When that happens, you've got Brew coming out of Snakepipe Hollow. You got Scorpion Men coming out of Larnstay's Footprint. Um, and then there's the fight in the pass. Prior to that is when Herrick and the Wolfmen are running rampant all over Hendrinki Land, where the Hendrinki Landers contact Argrath, come and save us. Um, and so he comes down trying to figure out, okay, so when's it's got to happen during sea season, because at Earth season we find out we need to go north. So that's what I had prepped my guys for. My next campaign is War, and our first session will be midway through Earth or sea season. Heading down south Hendrinki Land, we're going to fight wolf pirates. So I'm going to do some battle type mechanics that I'm taking again from Mr. Montgomery. Yeah, Montgomery. Thank you again. I'm not using the company stuff because that's too big. We're doing more of a skirmish kind of thing. Because I'm going to keep the players, make them make some rolls, make some battle rolls, get some results, that kind of stuff. Keep it fairly abstract. And then they get word that the Red Emperor's coming down. He's in furthest, so they got to move back up and cut through, and we'll have things going on like that. I do have a scenario, pre-planned, I guess, the way to put it, dealing with behind the scenes is we've got people in Cordros Island who are trying to foment revolt because there's going to be a civil war up in that area kind of thing. And so the party's going to be sent like special forces kind of thing behind enemy lines kind of stuff to go and deal with this. And there's actually something going on that's causing some issues there that is an adventure that I'm going to have the players go through there. Speaking of behind enemy lines, though, that got me thinking. My buddy Ed had the game, or has the game Behind Enemy Lines, and because it's all World War II commando kind of stuff going. Now that's the kind of thing a group of PCs are going to want, are going to be. That's how they fit, in a wartime situation. So I got some random generation kind of stuff to try to put some ideas of scenario seeds together for more adventures throughout the rest of 1629. Because in 1630 is when Prince Argrath becomes King of Dragon Pass. I think it's in 32 when he finishes, I believe, taking advantage of the Civil War and taking Tarsh back, kind of thing. So I'm kind of using as much of the written materials about the future, planting them into my Glorantha and playing with the players around that kind of stuff, see how things happen. That was pretty much it. Quick, it wasn't a quick night because we got done at a quarter after. But just a little bit of role play, some background feed into the players, and 2 end of season phases and an end of year phase. All good stuff. Happy gaming.